Hi everyone, welcome back to the Soulful Cook, where I share with you some of my favorite healthy plant-based recipes. Today we will be making one of my favorite Chinese takeout recipes, General Tso's cauliflower, except we are not going to be frying it, we are going to be baking it without any oil. This recipe can easily be used for baked tofu as well if you don't want to use the cauliflower. All the products I used in this recipe are linked in the description box below. And just remember, anytime you do buy from those links, you are supporting this channel in a huge way, which will only help us share even more content with you. For the written version of this recipe, head over to my blog at thesoulfulcook.com. Alright, let's cook something healthy. Here's everything you're going to need to make the batter. In a large bowl, we're going to add 1 cup of corn flour, 1 teaspoon of garlic powder, 1 teaspoon of paprika. If you want more heat, you can add more. 1 teaspoon of black pepper, a 1/4 teaspoon of salt, and then I'm just going to whisk that together so everything is well combined. And then I'm just going to slowly add a little bit of water at a time. The reason why you want to put a little bit at a time is you can always add more if you put less, but if you put too much, then it'll be a little bit more difficult. If you do put too much, then just add a couple of tablespoons of corn flour at a time until you've reached a batter consistency. Shouldn't be too thin, but it shouldn't be too thick either. So now I'm just going to add my cauliflower florets into the batter. You can dump the whole bowl in there if you want. I like to just put a few at a time so I don't overcrowd it too much. And then you want to make sure all of the florets are evenly coated with the batter. So now I'm going to take a baking sheet and I've just lined it with some non-stick parchment paper. You can use a silicone baking mat as well. And I'm just going to start putting the cauliflower onto that. And you want to make sure it's all in one layer. You don't want to overlap the cauliflower. So we're going to bake that at 425 for 40 minutes, flipping them halfway. While that's baking, we're going to make our sauce, and here's everything you're going to need. In a heated saucepan, I'm going to add 3 to 4 cloves of minced garlic, 1-inch piece of ginger grated, and I'm just going to stir that to make sure it doesn't stick to the bottom of the pan too much. I'm going to add 2/3 cup of veggie broth. I use low sodium. 2/3 cup of tamari. Again, I use low sodium tamari. A 1/4 cup of rice vinegar. 2 tablespoons of coconut sugar. 3 tablespoons of gluten-free hoisin sauce, and 2 teaspoons of chili paste. Again, if you want more heat, then you can add a little bit more. So now I'm just going to mix that, and you want to let that simmer for about 5 to 6 minutes on medium heat. After it's been simmering, we're going to make our cornstarch slurry, which is 2 tablespoons of cornstarch and 2 tablespoons of water. Just mix that to make sure that it's lump-free and then add that into the sauce. This is what's going to really help thicken the sauce. And then I'm just going to let that simmer for another couple of minutes until it thickens up. Once it's done, remove it from the heat and you can pour it directly over the cauliflower. And then I'm going to gently mix that to make sure all of the cauliflower is evenly coated with the sauce. And when you're done, you can garnish it with some sesame seeds and chopped chives. And there you have it, an easy and no-fry General Tso's cauliflower. If you're looking for more healthy plant-based recipes like this one, head over to my blog at thesoulfulcook.com. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe. Hit the bell icon so you can get notified every time I post a new video. If you did end up making this recipe, don't forget to tag at The Soulful Cook. I'd love to see how it turned out. Thanks so much for watching. See you next time. Close to me.